Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. So let's see, what I want to do is finish this car and get it out of here because I am ready for it to be gone. Shouldn't take too long. I have this one that's done. This actually is a car that I picked up on the side, and it's a mod Mercedes-AMG GT two-door coupe with matte livery, and this is one I enjoy doing because I think it's kind of neat the way it was done. This gray stripe is actually part of the body and part of the doors and the roof and everything, and you have to use these specific parts to get this look. I believe it's actually supposed to be matte black, and I usually do it glossy because I think it just looks really good this way. But it's done. It's not super exciting, really. I don't think it's even worth it's worth about 180 grand, which is not nothing, obviously. It's not super high end, but I like doing them, so I tend to pick them up when I see them. And that will offset this thing, which is like worth nothing. Where am I at on this? I know the body and frame are done. Brake servo, yeah, I think I got all the engine compartment stuff finished, which means I would like to paint it. And it has white stripes, so that means there must be a livery for this. Let's see what we've got. It's kind of a tomato-y color. That's not awful. So it's either white stripes or black stripes. We'll go with the white stripes. And I wonder if that roof piece is paintable. No, it's not. No part options. Oh well. Sometimes you can paint body parts like this. Give it a better contrast. I think that would look better if it were blacked out. But I think it's supposed to be a hard top that you can remove, as opposed to being a convertible, Let's put you there. I'd like to put some wheels on it that look cooler than these. So have you seen the demo that has been released for Car Mechanic Simulator 2021? It's pretty cool. I am debating if I want to take the time to do a video on it, because there's like, it's got a tutorial and a couple of cars you can work on, and it gives you a free car, like a junkyard car, to rebuild. I don't think that you have enough, and one thing I noticed that is odd is that they don't have dollars. Up here it's got the dollar sign next to the 226 million, but they've changed that to credits, and it says CR up there next to your money. I'm probably going to continue calling it dollars because calling it credits is dumb. But I don't know why they did that. Can't imagine. But anywho, like I said, it gives you a car, like a junkyard car, to rebuild, and I don't know if you actually are able to make enough money to do a rebuild, because a lot of stuff in the demo is not available. If there's going to be a performance parts shop, it's not available in the demo at this point. I do like the way the garage is laid out, though, and I may have to do a video on it just to point out some things, because one thing that has always bothered me about this game is the layout of the garage. I mean, you see these doors? I mean, presumably you bring a car in through this doorway, right? But you've got these pillars, these pillars that are directly behind the lifts. So you'd have to maneuver your vehicle in and to the lift, and then presumably around this hard turn to get it over here into the paint room, or over here into the dyno. Unless this door goes outside. And that's another thing too about the new game that's cool. You actually have outside your garage. When you go to when you go to the door, you're actually going outside and seeing the outside of the building, which I think is really cool. I like that a lot. I hope there's going to be some customization that you can do out there as well, like you can inside. There's no axle on this thing, I just noticed. I didn't do the fuel tank. Well, that means the rear end will be super easy to put together. But other things that I noticed about the demo that I think are cool, there's a new machine for redoing brake discs. So you can actually, it's a brake, I think it called it a lathe, and you can actually turn brake discs on it. Presumably you'll be able to achieve some level of repair on those, which I think is kind of neat. I just did something I'd never do. The other stuff I noticed, they have added fuse boxes and fuses, and they have added like washer fluid. All those things are neat. I haven't gotten into like the whole engine rebuild at this point, and I'm not sure how that will go. Where'd that fuel tank go? I should have dumped it already. There we go. And the way they've changed the menu around, I'm not super happy about. It'll take a little bit to get used to it. What do I need here? 8 bushings. We'll go ahead and buy new brakes. Hopefully this brake lathe machine that we get will let us repair these. I think that'll be neat. And they have also broken out the repair desk, the repair table. So there's separate repair tables for body and parts, for body pieces and for parts. That's kind of neat too. Let's see, sway link A, sway bar B. Buy all my brakes and stuff here. All the usual things that we buy. And I wonder how much of this stuff is going to be. I wonder how much is going to be different. Let's see, front shock absorber A. I need that. 2 bearings, 2 caps. Let's see, a hub and a wheel hub. One of the cars, there's only 2 cars, well, there's 3. There's the Junkyard car that they give you in the demo that looks very much like an old school Volvo. One of the refrigerator box on wheels style Volvo. And then the other 2 cars are both Sakura. I think they're both Sakura brand, you know, the in-game brand. One of them is clearly a Ford Focus. I'm not sure what the other one is because I haven't seen it yet. But we ain't got much left here. Go ahead and... Okay, that was the only one in a single digit. Let's see, 11 and 11. Those are probably not going to be repairable. Let's try it. Yeah. I knew it. Both front axle knuckle covers. And the steering rack, and then there was a solid drive axle. And Now that I think about it, I haven't pulled... Oh, there's no transmission. Wait, that's the first time I've ever seen an engine like a Junkyard engine that didn't have a transmission on it. Didn't even have all the clutch parts. Gotta look at these wheels. Okay, they are 185/60/13. I'm going to go ahead and get sport tires for it. I just think it'll look cooler. I'm going to give it something that's not so generic. I think will look good on this. I think, Let's do this. Boy, I sure hope I bought 13. Yeah. For a second there, I was like, oh my god, did I actually buy the wrong size rim? And we'll go ahead and chrome them because why not? And I went ahead and bought sport tires. I saw the original rims had standard tires. I'll go ahead and give them sport tires at least. There's another thing I noticed too that's different. It only has one of each of these again, but the balancing machine has like a mini game where you have to turn the wheel to a certain point, press a button, and then do it again 2 more times until it's balanced properly, which is a bit more like what you would do for real. I have to see if it's something that might end up being tedious in the long run. Although I wonder if there might not be skills as you level up to do away with some of that stuff. Like when you come in here and let's see, faster walking, instantly examine. What is the repair body? No, that's not it. Stuff like 150% faster screwing and unscrewing, and faster walking. Where's the other one? There's stuff that you can get here that make you do things faster, and I wonder if there won't be something like that in the new skill tree, you know, where you can bypass those things if they become tedious after a while. Because the demo doesn't have any of the repairing stuff either, and I'm concerned that if they try to make a bunch of mini games to do things, that it might become tedious. And you know, when things become tedious and they stop being fun, obviously. Let's wait for this last one. Make sure I got these correct. 185/60/13, 185/60/13. Good, so these can go. I think I'm going to swap this engine as well because the car has the option of putting a turbocharged i4 in it. And this is not going to be a screamer, obviously, because it's only got a 4-banger in it. But at least the turbocharged engine will give it a little bit more oomph. Or else it'll just make it uncontrollable. I don't think that anything I do is going to make it where I am required to put slick tires on it. Because I'd really rather not. I noticed that the brake pads, some of the things are like identical, and like the brake pads in the demo are the exact same as these brake pads, right down to the logo and everything that's on them. And what's the other thing that struck me? The toolbox for the interior the interior detailing kit that's sitting over there. You can see it over there in the corner. That thing is identical in the new demo. Some of the equipment looks the same, but it's a different color. Like the engine crane here is red, and then in the demo it's yellow, but it's the same model. And the graphics do seem to be more highly detailed. Like they've gone into more effort to make, like, especially the rims in particular. It's like they've gone into a lot of effort to make the rims more intricate. I downloaded the demo because I love the game and I wanted to see what they were doing, and I also wanted to get a feel for what changes they were making so that it wouldn't catch me off guard. Because one of the problems, of course, that pretty much always happens with the new game version is they'll change something that worked perfectly fine before, and things that people have gotten used to over the course of a few years. And in this case, it's been what, 3 years? So I imagine there were a few things, particularly in the menus and in the UI, that are different for like no good reason. And that's always stuff that's hard to get used to. Farming Simulator did the same thing when they went from 17 to 19. There were a couple of things that they changed that were just stupid. It makes no sense. And you can actually, and the game at this point has been around long enough that it's actually been modded to restore things to the way they used to be. Oh, that's the trunk. Is there a way to open the engine cover? No, you have to remove it. Okay, I know what's going to happen there when it comes to oil. Okay, so we have the i4 SOHC, i4 DOHC turbocharged. I'm going to try that, and hopefully it will fit. There have been a few games that I have, and it always opens this even though the engine is in the back. There's been a few engines that there's been a few cars that I've changed the engine, and the new engine I put in didn't fit properly. It clipped through the hood or whatever, and it was annoying. Okay, i4 DOHC. Hopefully it's going to be right up here up front. Or not. Oh, there it is. This is going to be fun. I have absolutely no idea what goes into this. So let's see here. Some things are going to be obvious. We'll need spark plugs and pistons. Probably ignition. Or maybe not. Or it's probably this one, i4D. And it was the i4 block. Let's see about oil i4. It's going to be this filter. Hopefully that oil pan. We'll need 4 of these. And probably 3 of these. Let's see, what else? I have no idea. Oh, of course, the crankshaft. I thought about that too. Crankshaft i4. And I assume it's going to want this pulley. There's assumptions, of course, are a dangerous thing. I guessed at that for the the crankcaps, but yeah, I don't think any engine uses less than 3. I've only built like one i3 that I can think of, and I can't remember though on that one. And that was a tiny little engine, like a lawnmower engine. Okay, got the block buttoned up easily enough. Okay, power steering pump I4, alternator. These I can get over here. And now the fun part. Engine head I4. I wonder how much I4 stuff there is. I wonder if it's all generic I4. It's a DOHC engine. So, okay, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Buy a bunch of junk I don't need. Okay, those are, oh, just regular camshafts, alright. Fuel rail DI, I4 turbo. At least I know that these camshafts are, at least these are performance bits, you know. Are there going to be? No, they're not. Good. For a minute there, I was afraid that there were going to be camshaft caps. Okay, manifold DI. Head cover I4. Oh, you know what? I bet that's going to have coils. I4 engine cover. And there was a exhaust manifold cover too. I think that's yeah, this thing here. Sure, there's going to be a throttle that goes on the front of that. Throttle I4. For a second I was afraid this was going to be one of those ones that has the timing chain on the back of the engine. Clearly it doesn't though, because of cam gear in the front. So timing. Okay, I don't know which. It's probably okay. It's going to be that cover there, I think. But these chains and stuff don't look right. Unless it's the no, that's not it because that's I4. That's for Lotus. I4D Lotus. Let's just see. Regular old timing belt. And this is one too. You see here it says throttle I4, and this silhouette looks nothing like the part that I just bought. And when you put it on, it looks like that. Doesn't seem right. Yeah, it is timing cover I4. Okay, oh, naturally. Roller A, water pump I4. Serpentine belt B. There's going to be a belt tensioner too, I think. Oh, okay. Serpentine belt A. Okay, I think that's done. And whoop, it's not clipping through anywhere that I can see. That's good. I was worried about that. I'll leave that off for a minute. I have a feeling that this engine is going to have something I need to do from the top. Okay, gearbox I4. Front exhaust section. I have a feeling it's that turbo. Yep, I am going to have to do it from the top. Turbocharger starter. Okay. Is there just a generic turbocharger? Yes, there is. And God, you know what? I really hope I didn't look in the. Well, we don't have access to performance parts in the 2021 demo, but I so hope that they're performance starters, because those are a real thing, and it drives me nuts that they're not in the game. Same thing with performance brakes. That should all be in there. Performance shocks. All that stuff should be in there. I think we're... Yeah. Just need to get that back on. And that's 100%. Okay, cool. Now we can go and test it. And what did this engine... ABT. I don't remember. I think its horsepower number was really low. It was like 114. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of that too. I'm not gonna keep it. So that was 114 for the engine it came with, and this engine is stock 81. should be better than that though, since it's built out. I honestly can't imagine it being higher than about 114 anyway though. 124, yeah. See, if it was doubled, it would be 162 for 100% increase. So I knew there was no way it was going to go that high. But 124 is 10 more the horsepower than it had before. And it shouldn't be completely out of control when we drive it. The steering wheel is a clamshell, so that's how you have a steering wheel with the Fiat logo on it. We're sitting. This is like the Porsche 914 mod that I did, where when you're sitting in the car, you can see there the headrest of the seat, because we're actually sitting inside the seat. We're not on the seat. Detail looks good inside though. And I'm pleased with the wheels. I think they'd look a whole lot better than those stock dinner plates that it had. So let's see here what it can do. Alright, here we are. It looks really nice. I mean, it's not a very attractive car, but it looks nice. The color is kind of like a tomato. It's like a tomato. The stripes set it off pretty nicely. If it was, I could see doing it in a different color with black stripes, maybe an actual red rather than an orange. But yeah, it looks fine. Let's see what it is capable of doing here. I think we're tracking nice. No, we're drifting inward. I was going to say I think we're tracking pretty straight, but we're not. Come on, get over 100. You can do it. Can we get 110 before we hit the end of the track? Come on, we're almost there. 115? No. Ah, skid, spin. Oh, I hit the return to garage button too soon. What did we get? 114, I think, is what it got to, which I think is perfectly fine. Tiny little car like this, if you hit something in it, you would die. So you don't want to be doing much faster than that. God, 114 in a car like this would probably be terrifying. It's like riding down the road in a roller skate. So the question is, how much is it worth? It wasn't worth a whole lot when I bought it. I think it was $4,000, $5,000 to buy, maybe even $10,000. And yeah, I don't think it was that much. I'm gonna get $36,000, $37,000 for it. What is that? $36,900. Not quite 37 grand. Yeah, that's that's definitely a one-off kind of car. I don't like it enough to do it. I don't like it enough to do more of them. It would be a nice little car to somebody to buy for their high school kid. Sporty enough that would be cool to, to other kids, but not so much that you would worry about their safety. Well, let's get rid of it here. And I want to get rid of this car. It's 180. Yeah, 180, almost 181. And that cleans that up. So, I am going to... I have another car lined up that I think people are going to enjoy. And I have that already in the storage. And you know what? I just screwed myself. Oh well. Anywho, that will wrap this one up. And hopefully, if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope to see you again here for our next Junkyard adventure. and it'll be a cool car. I think you'll like it. I have it ready to go. I'm just going to pull it out once I'm done here. So on that note, bye for now.